Teams that have played any significant number of games against Louisville that have an edge in the series. You see that 38-32 right there.
And the Cardinals most recently have won 16 of the last 18. Darren Horn, by the way, you might remember, had that game-winning 3 against Louisville back in February of '93. He remembers that. He split a couple of games with the Cardinals.
His coach at that time was Ralph Willard. He told me in the pregame interview, I said, what did you remember about that shot? So what I remember, I was on the bus after the game. Coach Willard said, you were open. You should have made it.
And he did. So Otis George getting the start, and he will be working against Nigel Dixon. Steve Welmer, Tim Higgins, and Michael Kitts are officials as you look high above the Gaylord Entertainment Center here in Nashville, and we are underway. Cardinals control the opening tip, and Taekwon Dean will run the show as the point. Backdoor, Garcia open, blocked nicely by Mike Wells. And we have a whistle on the follow-up underneath, the foul on the floor. Looked like it was going to be an easy basket.
Well, they called it on the floor, as you said. I'm surprised. I thought that Whitehead was in the act, but Louisville will retain the ball. Good hustle by Whitehead. He could have given up there when it looked like Garcia was going to have a layup.
It comes into Garcia. Open into corner for 3, doesn't get it. Mike Wells has the rebound. And this is Antonio Hayes. Hayes will be the point guard. And Coach Pitino actually talking to Tim Higgins.
Well, asking him, he said, Timmy, he was shooting the ball, which I thought he was too. I don't know why Luke didn't go to the line. That was a strange call. Double down on the big guy there. Good double.
Dixon covered up by Whitehead and George. Now Haynes through the lane. Nice shovel pass off. And it's going to be a blocking foul on Otis George. He stands in to take it. It's going to be a block. And it'll go against the Cardinals. And you see it again here, Bob.
You see the no, he's moving. If he just stayed where he was, the offensive player might have eventually reached him. He was close enough in front of him, but the fact that he was moving forward makes that a tough call, and they called it a block.
So
Rick is still asking about shooting the free throws, and he's never gotten a good answer.
Haynes having some trouble, finally gets it in to Pandoff, takes it inside to Dixon, blocked nicely inside. I believe that might have been Otis George to get that block cleanly.
That's not a good call, and I'll tell you why. The ball came out of his hand. I don't believe he returned to the floor with the ball. That should have been a loose ball. That hurt Louisville because right now the arrow faces Western. Watch the replay. He goes up right here. He's up in the air. The shot is blocked. It's out of his hands. That's not a jump ball.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just a clean block.
You have to have it at the same time, right?
Yes. Well, the player has to return to the floor with it because you can't penalize it for having a shot blocked. So it's called, but if the ball's loose, it's in play.
Wells gets a step by Garcia, can't get it to go, and Whitehead has the rebound, and he'll bring it up on the dribble. Garcia almost lost it. Gets a pick from George. Francisco open to Dean in the corner.
I'm glad to see that, though. Taekwon's got to get some shots. Oh, Luke in his cross.
Yeah, he did. Tried to use his shoulder to get a better position.
Rick wanted him to pass it out of there because that's when you get wide open looks. Offensive rebound, kick it out. He probably should have.
Here's Haynes, and this time it is a charge as Otis stands in to take this one and gets the benefit of it as Antonio Haynes picks up his first personal foul.
Well, Rick is cut. Watch, take a look. Otis is there this time. Good call and a good play. Nice job by Otis to try and get there both times. He got one out of the two. And also nice ball movement by Louisville to get Taekwon involved. You see they're rotating him to the wing more. I think they know they got to get his shooting involved.
O'Bannon through the lane. Nice move by O'Bannon. And he gets the first 2 points in the game.
Good ball movement. That's what they're going to have to do. They're not going to out-muscle people, make them chase you. That's what they're going to have to do.
So Haynes takes it outside, being checked by Taekwon Dean. Louisville in a man-to-man. Wells gets a step by Garcia, rolls it out, and Garcia gets the rebound.
Well, they've addressed some of their problems from the first game. The wings very active to the glass. Look at Garcia go through traffic to get that one.
Yeah, Garcia, Taekwon Dean, and Larry O'Bannon really got it from Coach Pitino for not rebounding. It's got to be a team rebounding effort, like we talked about in Iowa. Taekwon Dean throws this one away.
So many things. It's almost distracting for me to sit this closer because I hear all the things he's saying. He's telling Francisco on that play to give the ball up quicker, telling Dean, go by people on the dribble. That's the problem when you take a real two-guard, make him a point. How to draw that fine line by when he's trying to score for himself and when he's trying to trigger the offense. And Taekwondo is still getting comfortable with that.
Western Kentucky has missed its first 4 shots tonight. Handoff. This guy can shoot it. Wells can't get it to go. On the wing. And Garcia brings it back for Louisville, and they're going to get him on a travel here.
Both teams are playing over anxiously right now. Western because they're 0-3. This is a big home game. They know what a huge win this would be. And Louisville because they're trying to erase that bad taste of that overtime defeat. And they also know how important this game is with a tough schedule.
This is a copyrighted telecast authorized under rights granted to Independence Television Company by the University of Louisville Athletic Association. Any use of the telecast without express written permission is prohibited. Not prohibited, though, is Anthony Winchester knocking down that three-pointer on the wing.
Wide open look, and they dodged a couple of bullets by giving up easy shots that did not go down. They didn't get away with it that time.
Winchester out of Austin, Indiana. As Bob mentioned, averages 17.7 rebounds.
7 points, 7+ rebounds. He does a job on the board.
Yeah.
Whitehead with that mid-range game. He's so good at that. Not an easy shot, Donnie, that little middle shot there.
And Luke has his first 2, and the Cardinals move back in front by 1. Handoff working against Whitehead. Off the screen, Winchester missed it all. And Garcia looks up court to Whitehead. Nice feed over to O'Bannon. Back to Luke for the baby jumper and rolls it out.
But they are flying to the glass, though.
Yep, they are. You're right. Otis George kept that one alive.
Coming from the back. Good hustle by Otis.
Handoff. Inside, there's the big guy, Nigel Dixon. Played 3 years at Florida State. Started the last 2 seasons. And D'Artez and Haji Muhammad will check in for the Cardinals.
Larry O'Bannon and somebody else has to come. Otis come out already? I guess
yes, he did.
Let's see what they do on this set. Again, Dean giving the ball up quickly and getting involved in the offense. Look at him, much more active, trying to get some shots.
Actually swing Garcia to the point.
It's a zone here.
Yep. Dean thought about it, now takes it, missed it.
Great block out.
Yeah,
wow.
it was. Wasn't it by Pandoff? He kept Whitehead away from it.
Ooh, that could have been a walk.
Wells covered up on the baseline. Good ball reversal. Pandoff to the basket, lays it in.
Well, every time Pandoff gets it at the top, Rick yells, get him. He's a shooter, and they're running so hard at him, he's going by for layups. You can't just run at him. You've got to run an established position and stop the dribbler.
And Louisville takes a 30-second timeout as Coach Pitino wants to talk it over. How about our Papa John's Game Day special? It's a family feast. Get the family feast for only $15.99. And that's 2 large, 2-topping pizzas. That's the Papa John's Game Day special. Call the Louisville area Papa John's closest to you.
Well, I was wondering about that myself. Steve Welmer says you take a 30-second timeout. You can't bring the chairs out on the floor. That's only for the full timeouts.
Well, Steve reminded the Cardinal bench of that.
Because I was wondering that myself. They gave the signal for 30, but then they brought all the furniture out.
So you thought it was a full then,
well, because Steve Welmer gave the signal for a full.
Yeah.
Call for Louisville here is white thumb up. Let's take a look and see who gets the shot against this zone here.
Western a 7-2 run over the last minute and a half. And against the zone, Dean, Garcia, D'Artez, Mohammed. Nice pass inside to Whitehead.
Beautiful ball reversal and working that baseline and that post. That's the 2 things Louisville, when they run their offense well, they do. They reverse it and they use the lane.
Good ball movement by Western. Dixon double team down on the baseline. Haynes straight away for 3.
Well, they make some threes also.
Yeah.
They give up more than they make, but they can shoot it.
That's the 5th of the year for Haynes. 33% three-point shooter. And the Western Kentucky lead is 4. Garcia a long 3.
Boy, Pandoff's a man possessed on the glass.
Yes, he is. And there's another 3. This one partially blocked off the hands of Wells. And Dean
One more pass.
Yep, wide-headed, traffic little spinning jumper.
Nice move. When he beat the first guy, he had a kick-out pass to the wing, and he finished it. Kept the control and got a good shot out of it. Cards with a little pressure here. Luke wants him to press. He'll only get up. Luke wants guys to extend the defense a little bit.
Wells against Garcia for the Hilltoppers. Now Winchester. Inside Dixon couldn't hang on.
Nice play by Junior. Got a hand in there.
And the Cardinals turn it over. 13:53 remaining here in Nashville, Tennessee. It's the Hilltoppers and the Cardinals, and Western Kentucky has an early 2-point lead.
Danny Rupp on the floor, who Darren Horn tells me he's the same way, much like his dad. Very good player, nice kid, and very quiet.
You know, that was great driving down today. I mentioned that. I said, Danny Rupp, he said, I recruited a kid by that name.
First thing, it's an unusual name. I said, from Philadelphia. I looked in the press guy. This kid's from Philly. I said, it's got to be. And it was. And as I said, a real pleasure. And this young man, Dan, tells me he's a good player as well.
Cardinals go a little zone here.
They like to trap out of it. Right now, haven't had a chance to. No, they're not. They're going to play it straight here.
As Bob mentioned, Western only goes about 7 deep. This one partially blocked by Garcia on the shot by Winchester.
Good change of defenses by Louisville there.
Otis George back in the lineup. He and D'Artez both in there.
Just makes its bad pass decisions.
Right into the hands of the Hilltoppers. This is Ryan Lambert who's checked in. Wells has.
Good hedge by Kendall there. They showed zone for one possession. Now they're back man.
Lambert on the wing is a 6'7" freshman from Germantown, Maryland.
Short shot clock. Going to try and go off a screen here.
Yep, it's down to 5. See it on. Can't get it. Kept alive by Lambert, and they're going to get Garcia, I think, for a pushing foul on the rebound.
Yes, it is. You got it. Got out of position a bit. Tried once he realized he was out of position. Pushed, and that's bad. All that work defensively. They changed defenses, had 2 good defensive possessions, and now clock. Hilltoppers not able to come up with that rebound.
Pandoff with it inside. Faces 3 Cardinals. Able to keep it alive enough for Haynes to pick it up. Pandoff thought about it. Now he'll take it straight away and hit the 3.
Well, he's just putting on a clinic right now because when they play him close, he goes by him. He hits the 3. Got to get close enough to get a hand in the face and not get the dribble. The Cards have gone to both extremes.
Western Kentucky with its largest lead. Louisville is yet to hit a 3. The Hilltoppers have made 50%. There's D'Artez with it. Tough shot. And little Antonio Haynes at 6 feet goes in to get the rebound and brings it on the dribble. Well, straight away Winchester.
Nice job of reversing the ball. Tough to defend when you get all these reversals.
And
fortunately, Lambert threw the pass much too hard.
Yes, he did. It was. Garcia picked it up. And inside, Haji Muhammad tries to get a shot off, but can't. And we have a whistle and a foul underneath.
Garcia got the rebound off the air ball and was fouled. Not Garcia, excuse me, D'Artez. And he'll have a chance to go for 2 free throws. Here you see Junior tries to lean in. Could have been called for a charge, but probably a good no call. But D'Artez with the good hustle play and beats Pandoff to the ball, who's been a terror on the glass. That's a good rebound for D'Artez. You know, when guys are struggling, you see Kendall shoot that turnaround jumper before, and heard Rick yelling, pass it, he wants ball movement. That's what guys think they have to do, is make something happen with the ball, when really you can contribute doing things like that. Hustling down the floor, getting a rebound, making a defensive play. That's what gets the coach's attention. As Whitehead back now for Otis George.
And Dixon in, along with Jamal Brown for Western Kentucky. D'Artez looking for his first point of the season. And he gets it. 2 remaining in the half. The Hilltop, Western Kentucky, and the Louisville Cardinals from here in Nancy of Louisville. Mark of excellence. And some Cardinal fans here.
Very nice.
How about that? Niall Pratt. Well, he's the young man that we talked about back during the football season. Courageous young man that lost the battle, and we think about all of him and all his fans and And Dan Baldwin, normally with us on the crew, under the weather tonight. We hope that he's feeling better. Here's Haynes for a three. Can't get it. Rebound Dean. Garcia on a breakaway. Lays it up and in.
Again, out of the timeout, Rick changes defenses, traps out of the zone, forces the quick shot, and then that's a great thing when you rebound and get the run out. Now they got the press set up.
And almost turned over, but Haynes does the wise thing to go pick it up.
Does turn it over.
Yep, and Garcia takes it away to Dean. And there's a travel outside on Louisville.
Take a look at the Chrysler drive of the game. Nice leak out by Francisco, and then a perfect pass right in stride. Doesn't even need to use the dribble. And the Cards get a perfect possession there. Change defenses, force a bad shot, rebound it, and get a run out. And now they're giving them pressure with this trap.
Yeah, they are. That is a $100 donation to the Dare to Care Food Bank in the name of your Chrysler dealers.
Oh, that was close to a travel.
It sure was. Haynes finally does get it across the line. Leaves it off for Lambert. Now Winchester. Inside Dixon gets that basket. I tell you, the guy's got good hands.
And Winchester's the guy who made that play. I don't know if we'll get another look at it, but what he did so well is three things. Played without the ball. Watch this now. You're getting the tail end of it. He did a great job without the ball. He faced the basket quickly and then put the pass in a position where only Dixon could get it. All three things, and all of those things took about a second. There you see the end of the play. The great cut. He squares up to the basket quickly so he can get it to Dixon as soon as he's open. If he's not squared up right away, by the time he turns and throws it in there, Whitehead comes across and steals it. That little thing. And then, of course, as you mentioned, Dixon, good hands. Not a good free throw shooter, though, at all.
Not even close on that one. But the Hilltoppers have a 4-point lead. Brandon Jenkins into the Cardinal lineup misses his first shot.
I like to see him go up and down a little bit before they shoot it. Get into flow a little bit, especially at the point guard spot.
Lambert.
Cards are in a 2-3, or should be anyway.
Yep.
Rick doesn't want him extending too far. You know, and stay inside. Good reason. They want Dixon to get going in there.
Danny Rumpf with it right now on the wing. Shot clock down to 9. Here's Rumpf, thought about it. Shot clock at 4. Brown down low, bounces over to Dixon.
Give them credit. Great composure with the shot clock getting very short. No panic there. Cards need a bucket here to stem the momentum. And more importantly, need to get in a flow and get a good shot. Not much ball movement here.
Garcia inside to Kendall D'Artez.
Well, they took advantage of how excited Western got. The defense got so extended that D'Artez with a simple screen and roll. That's all it was. A good ball screen, hard roll to the basket. Got himself a dunk off the good pass from Garcia.
Western breaks the press. And almost lost out of bounds, but Dixon will chase it down.
Good composure by the Hilltoppers, but then a good defensive play by Muhammad.
And he blocked it. Shot clock down to 2.
Out.
And it's a shot clock violation.
A nice defensive possession, and the many Cardinal fans here let their team know they worked very hard in that little stretch. Good pressure, changed defenses 2 or 3 times in the last few minutes. When the opportunity for a loose ball's been there, they got a couple of runouts. Now they need to, again, get something out of the half court other than just off of the dribble, which is what Garcia got last time. They need to get something off some ball movement.
So the Cardinals have on the floor now Jenkins, Dean, O'Bannon, D'Artez, and Otis George.
That's a nice call.
Off the screen.
Still a good play. Too bad. Taekwon got a great look at it.
A wide open 3. You can't ask for more than that. Rumpf thought about it. Now over on the wing. They're looking inside to Dixon. This one off the wing. Dixon gets the rebound, goes back against D'Artez. And that's going to be a rebound foul on Brown.
Well, letting him get very physical in there. You can understand why. It was difficult to see which side would have had the advantage from the contact. Dixon put his head down, bumped on the rebound. The bodies are flying. Watch, Dixon's got it now. He leans in, but D'Artez bumps him back, swings at the ball, no foul, and then good rebounding by committee. O'Bannon there gets the foul over the back. That's what the Cards need.
O'Bannon bounces it out on the wing to Jenkins. Brandon through the lane. Off it goes to George. Missed it. D'Artez tips it out to O'Bannon for three. He can't get it.
Well, they've got to get that perimeter. Somebody's got to heat up from outside. Those are great looks. Great job on the glass that time. Otis really could have finished that, but D'Artez didn't quit when he missed it. Kept it alive, knocked it outside. Larry got a wide open look.
Rump guarded by his opposite, number 11, Brandon Jenkins.
What they're trying to do, it's taking a long time to develop. They're down to 10.
The shot clock now at 8.
They really don't have anything going here.
Well, they feed it down low and it's out of bounds.
That was what the result should have been of that, because that was not a good possession for the Hilltoppers.
7:35 remaining in the first half. Darren Horn and his Hilltoppers taking on Rick Pitino's Cardinals. It's a 4-point game.
Side defense could rotate, turned it into a nice dunk. Nice simple pick and roll.
Darren Horn, you had a good look at him. Played for the legendary Nolan Barger at Lexington Tate Street. Then for Kyle Macy, an assistant at Moorhead. Kevin Willard and Western, and then Tom Green. There's nice job by Louisville just to keep it alive there, Bob, to get that rebound basket by Otis George.
You can tell they spent a lot of time in practice talking about going to the glass, being active, because they are not quitting at either end. As you said, Kendall might have been able to finish that, but he wasn't. But they kept playing, kept alive. Otis got the nice follow.
This time Western gets the numbers against the trap. Can't finish it off. O'Bannon tried to get it. And Brandon Jenkins comes out with a rebound and takes it up on the run. Stops, pops, and hits.
Wow, nice little play for that freshman. The strip off the rebound, and then the very calm pull-up jumper on the break. That showed some great composure there. Nice play.
Yes, it was. Ties the game at 17. Here's Wells backing his way in into deep. Yep. And they're going to get Mike Wells for the foul. Wells out of Todd County Central High School.
Get a look at the replay. Dean holds his ground. Oh, that's a no-brainer there. Taekwon wasn't moving any muscle in his body. He was just anchored there. Wells stuck that shoulder.
Western's been on a cold spell, Bob. Haven't had a field goal in 3:30 now.
Yeah, nice little run here. The Cards need to ride this. Take a good reaction there. Going for the steal that time. His Hayes, he recognized
it. Bannon working against Haynes. Tough shot in the lane by Larry, and he got the bounce.
Nice touch. Reason they're getting in there, the extra pass now. To my right, Rick Pitino incessantly yelling, pass it, pass it. And when they do, they're tough to defend. That was a nice possession there. Even though the shot came off the dribble, you see Louisville on an 8-0 run. The result of that is because of the good ball movement.
Cardinals have a 2-point lead. Nice head fake by Pantoff. Can't use it though. Wells on the run. Rebound, Lambert back up with a left hand, and Ryan Lambert, the freshman, has his first two.
Rick wants a timeout here. Oh no, there's an injured player. I thought Rick signaled it. Otis George down. Not sure what happened there. As I said, they have gotten physical around the goal. Maybe if we, I don't know if we have it on a replay. Otis obviously in a lot of pain, but I can't tell. All right, let's take a look. See Otis right there. Goes up, comes down. Well, no, that's not encouraging, because no, I don't think he landed badly. He was injured. Even if we can run the same replay one more time, watch for him as he's going up. He starts to cringe. If we get a chance to look at it again, I don't believe he gets hurt on the way down. Well, let's watch him on the way up. Watch as he chases now. He's going to jump, and watch, he's in pain as he's up in the air right there. He's already in pain before he landed. I think he got bumped in the air, and that's not good, because you hope sometimes the guy just lands wrong. Maybe his ankle's turned. But it is, when he jumped, either as he planted to go up, he hurt something, or he might have got hit in the air.
Well, you see Fred Hina, the trainer, and
guys,
Dr. John Ellis.
Go back to that first replay of talking to the guys in the truck here if we can, because I think you might see he gets bumped if we have a chance. All right, take a look at it. Now watch, see if Otis gets bumped when he goes up in the air. Watch, when he jumps right, there, his own teammate, Taekwon Dean, comes underneath him.
Yeah.
Put a hip underneath him, and that's doesn't look very encouraging because it's not a turned ankle. So we shall see what that is.
Well, the already thin roster.
Oh, he's in. Boy, that's terrible to see.
Yep. No, with Diakite still, they don't know about him, Bob. Maybe Sunday, but we'll check on the condition of Otis George and hopefully have an update. But you're right, that occurred while he was in the air. Yeah. Yes, no question about it. Good job. 19-19.
Now they got to get in the flow. It's hard to see when your playmates get hurt. In the back of your mind, you're wondering what is it? You got to play. You got to get in the flow. You got to just keep playing.
There's Garcia to the basket. Can't finish it off, but he does draw the foul. Well, we'll take a look at our scoring leaders thus far in the game in this 19-19 tie. Whitehead and Dixon 6 apiece. Cross Motors, Pontiac Jeep, GMC Truck. At the crossroads of great savings and great service. Waterston Expressway, Newburgh Road.
I think Lane Gold, our statistician for the evening, cell phone is ringing, is it not? Because I felt the whole table shaking. Did you feel that?
Yeah, I thought
we're having an earthquake.
Jenkins will leave D'Artez back in.
That in your pocket, you must look like you're doing a jig. Being that thing goes off, you shake everything.
I should say the legendary Lane Gold from Churchill Downs.
LL.
Right.
Garcia, speaking of Gold, good as Gold there, and he has been effective off the dribble, but the Cards still have got to get ball movement to play the way Rick wants to see him play.
Some pressure here from Louisville in the backcourt. Maybe looking to trap as they can, and they're going to get Taekwon Dean for a little tic-tac foul. And that is his first personal.
Only 4 on Louisville. You get another look here. He's trying to get his body right here on the crossover, get his body in front. Ooh, tough.
Please.
Tough ball. Tough ball. Rick's trying to put a little more pressure on, extend, play a little small ball because this team has got a lot of size advantage.
Yeah, they left Lambert open. Dixon tips it up and in.
That's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. 10 points now for the big guy, and that was just sheer, I'm bigger than you. There's not anything you can do about this.
Now Western shows zone this time defensively in a 21 tie. D'Artez has his 4th and 5th point.
I'm a big lover of using that high post against the zone. D'Artez flash wide open.
2-on-1 break. Nice feed off the hands, and he finishes. Give the assist to Anthony Winchester.
How in the world did he see him? Coming from the back, he looked like he was going to shoot it.
That was impressive. Inside D'Artez, as he tries to go up, is foul. Kendall D'Artez has 5 points. And in practice, I talked to you about it, Bob, coming up today. The Cardinals worked a lot on at least moving the ball through the middle.
Yes, you got to, as I said, you got to have a post presence, whether shots come in from in there or not. It's got to go in there, and you have to make the defense respect it. This is a football score, and I got to be partial. Ben Roethlisberger, the quarterback of Miami, is a good friend of ours, and happy to see he's on top there. Good game there, Virginia Tech. Got a lot of friends working tonight. Seth Greenberg, trying to get a win there.
Of course, the Cardinals in football will take on Miami of Ohio in the GMAC Bowl.
I know, that's tough for me.
I just thought I'd bring that up to complicate it a little bit for you.
Why did you do that? Ben's all I can say is he's a great kid. Florida, not surprising having their easy time, but with Central Florida, it's much the same there as Texas one-sided lead over Wofford. Second free throw is missed by D'Artez, but he's been very active of late, giving him some good productivity and great trap. Forces the timeout call. Very smart by Haynes. He realized nothing good's going to happen out of this, Donnie. So he called that timeout. And I believe it's a 30. So we have a short visit here for Darren Horn and his troops.
Well, the Cardinals lead at 24-23. This Maker's Mark of Excellence is brought to you by Maker's Mark, the soft yet fully flavored bourbon that you can not only share with your friends on special occasions, but during any get-together. At Maker's Mark, they make their bourbon carefully, so please enjoy it that way. You know, it was interesting reading about Darren Horn. He had done something at Western Kentucky. Obviously had a great 4-year career. Went to 3 NCAAs, 1 NIT, but you know, he's the only player in the 80-plus years of Western Kentucky basketball basketball that scored the very first 2 points in all 4 years of his career.
Did he really?
Yeah.
How about that?
80-something years. Yeah.
Who would document that? That's pretty amazing.
Especially when he wasn't a starter his first year.
Yeah, that's true. They must have got off to a bad start.
Yeah, they did.
Report on Otis George, a bruised hip. Obviously a bone bruise, which is why he's in such pain.
Yep. There's a perimeter jumper. Winchester. That's his second three-pointer in the game, his 10th of the season.
Well, take your choice here. Cards, as we watch Dean looking for the Cards' first three, and they get it. I was going to say, the bad news is for the Cards, no threes up till there. The good news is even without them, they only trailed by 2. Now they get 1, and they've taken the lead.
Now a little pressure in the backcourt. Western handles it. Winchester down low to Dixon. Partially blocked by Whitehead, but Dixon, I tell you, this guy's a good big man.
He played very well over the summer for actually Jeff Van Gundy's father over in Italy on the foreign tour.
Cardinals keep it alive. Tipped out to Mohammed. Can't get the three.
They are getting such good looks, though. If they could just knock a couple down. They're down 1, and they are getting beaten in three-point field goal department 4-1. That's an area they got to have an advantage now.
Yes, no question about it. Wells. And Haynes will circle it out. We're playing a man-to-man this time, it appears. Maybe doubling whenever possible. There's a near switch. Haynes pulls it up. Rebound. Garcia tips it actually over to Dean.
And bad spacing on that break. Oh, get away. Everybody all punched up in this corner. That should have been a shot opportunity.
And Whitehead was forced down on the baseline, and I think they're going to put a foul on Nigel Dixon. That's about as little contact as that big guy will have all night long. Just by his presence.
Steve Welmer's lips, they pushed him out of bounds. So the guy's out of bounds. He either dribble out on his own or you got to call that foul. You don't have any choice.
Good look at Darren Horn.
You got to remember, he's had the advantage of being at Marquette in this regard. That this isn't the first time he has had to prepare for a Louisville and Rick Pitino team.
No question about it. Of course, Darren at Marquette enjoyed that Final Four experience last year. Key recruiter for Tom Crean. Well, Luke White, as we mentioned, had that double-double against Iowa. That's now 6 in the last 7 going back to last season. We have 2:34 remaining here in Nashville in our first of the kilter. Keeping in mind that Louisville hadn't shot the three-pointers very well.
No, they are getting beat in an area where I think they absolutely have to have an advantage. As we mentioned, 4 threes for Western and only 1 for Louisville. Not surprising second chance points because the Hilltoppers have that size advantage. But Rick trying to negate it by changing defenses, going to some pressure, trying to create some turnovers. And they've got to get some easy looks out of those turnovers, though. Some threes, some layups, get close to a time violation.
Cardinals tried to get a trap set up, and Western recognized it nicely, and now Antonio Haynes between the circles. Dean's on the D on Haynes.
Looking hard inside to Dixon and D'Artez battling with him, and they're going to get him for a hold. Well, I'm not sure they got it on. Thought they called D'Artez. Let's wait and see.
I believe it's going to be on Mohammed.
I didn't see that one. I saw them battling in the post, but they called Junior for a hold. I didn't see that at all, so I can't comment on it.
So out of bounds to Western Kentucky. 2 minutes to go in the half. And Louisville by 1.
Yeah, that's a good call that time. That was a good call. What they're trying to do, and I understand what Junior's trying to do, they're running him off a curl, and when you got a guy who shoots it like Winchester, and as we've seen 3 times so far already in this half, when he comes off that curl, he makes such a fast decision. If you're not right in his face, he's either going to throw it into the post or get a shot off. So Junior trying to work very hard to get there before he gets something done with the ball. But that time, had to take some liberties with his hands in order to do it. Look how quickly they close out on him.
Boy, they're really trying to get it down low to Dixon. Luke Whitehead trying to push and shove with him right now. Lambert got the rebound outside to Wells. No.
Great block out. Great hustle that time. That time Junior got the better of the physical play. I always think about physical play with the postmen. Frequently it's the guards as well. Nice kick out. Look down here.
Look at those two.
Oh my, Junior might have gotten away with one. Whoa. Wow, I didn't see that the first time. He pretty much had his hand right in the back of Winchester. And then I don't know whether Winchester pushed back or I'm not even sure he did that. Take a look at the jumper now on the opposite side. You won't see it here. You see the back end of it. We have some confusion here about
the substitution.
No, but that's because I think he thought somebody had foul trouble.
Oh.
I can help you. What do you need?
I think a minute ago, Coach thought that foul was on D'Artez, maybe.
Yes, that's what I thought. Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I think Rick was worried that there was foul trouble. Oh, that's Haynes just pushed Dean inside the circle at the top, trying to get a violation on the free throw, and that shouldn't be called a foul, but the official should blow a whistle and warn him. Cut that out, because first of all, it's unsportsmanlike conduct for a technical, and at worst, annoys guys to the point where something when the officials aren't looking gets ugly. The official should see that. Three guys, one of them should see that.
You got Dean outside on Haynes. Less than a minute and a half to go in the first half here. Louisville by 3. Now Mike Wells trying to go to work. Shot clock is under 10. They're looking inside the Dixon. Yes, stripped away. Picked up by D'Artez.
Don't give it back. You work too hard to get it. There's still plenty of time. Settle down, get a good look. That's a good look.
Dean for 3. Taekwon Dean has his second tray.
Just what the doctor ordered in the 30 by Darren Horn. Good decision. You can't carry that timeout over, so might as well use it. Actually, he's already called his 30, so he's just burning one here. So he doesn't want this thing to get away from him in the last minute of the half. That's what we talk about so many times, why the type of turnover is important, because by it being a steal there, you go in transition. This was what they didn't do last time. They didn't get the good spacing. Look at that gap between Dean and Garcia. You can't defend guys that far apart if the ball moves quickly. Last time in transition, they didn't do a good job of that. They did a good job of spacing, finding the open man, and Dean knocked it down.
So the Cardinals lead at 34-28. We'd like to remind you, you can check out Fox News at 10. Weeknights at 10 with Don Schroeder and Elizabeth Woolsey. Your first choice for news, Fox News at 10 here. Weeknights at 10 on Fox 41. We're under a minute now, Bob, in the first half.
Big exchange here. Remember, this is 2 possessions here. So Louisville has a chance. Take a look at the little scoring burst here. Louisville in a zone. See if they trap. I would think they're going to. No, they're playing it straight. See, Rick's got me off balance, too.
Yep. There's Winchester for 3. In and out. Rebound, Dean.
They're not going to hold for one. I'm somewhat surprised.
And Dean with a nice move and rejected on a fine defensive play by Anthony Winchester, I think, or was it Mike Wells? They were both there. Let's see.
Take a look at the replay.
That was Wells. Yeah.
Wells was the defensive player of the year in the conference. Shows it there. That's why I like to see you play for one. Now, instead, the worst thing that could have happened is you don't score, you're going up 6. Then you make a 3 there, you're going up 9. Now, if this guy knocks one down, all of a sudden it's 3, and you feel like you lost an opportunity at the stretch here. Let's see, though. Cards have to dig in and get a stop.
22 seconds remaining.
They will play for one.
Yep, Mike Wells outside being checked by Garcia. Now Haynes straight away against Dean. Wells again. They're looking to Dixon if they can get it there.
Nice move.
Oh, it was a nice move, and Winchester can't get it tipped out. And Haji Muhammad Jr. will let it go. And we have come to the end of the first half with the Cardinals and the Hilltoppers locked up here at the Gaylord Center in Nashville. Louisville 34, Western Kentucky 28. Stay tuned. Our Kroger halftime report is coming right up. By Jewish Hospital Fraser Rehab Institute. By the Kentucky Lottery, someone's going to win, might as well be you. And by Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. The Cards are on Fox. Live from the Gaylord Entertainment Center in Nashville, Tennessee, 34-28. Bob, let's go back and have a chance to look at your Bud Light game plan and see how things went in the first 20 minutes.
All right, we'll take a look for the Hilltoppers first. Get inside to Dixon. They did a very good job of that. Dixon had a good half. He wound up with 10 points and 4 rebounds. Turnover ratio less than 3. Right now they're right at that. They've made 9. Louisville has made 6. No foul trouble. They've done a pretty good job of that. So they get maybe a 1 and 2 total points. I'll give them out of 3. Kind of a half out of the last 2. For Louisville, forced turnovers 20 plus. They're getting close. They've got 9. We'll give them an okay there. Get good threes. This has been the area that's just killing them right now. Only 2 threes so far in the first half. And get into the Western bench okay, because when they pressed, they forced the Hilltoppers to get into that bench a little bit, even though they didn't do it through foul trouble. So kind of 2-2 for the halftime each team in their point total.
And we'd like to remind you that Coach Pitino and the Cardinals Center Plate Concessions and your friends at Budweiser thank you for drinking responsibly, and remind you that a designated driver is part of every winning game plan. Otis George, by the way, has a hip pointer, will not return tonight. We get that information from Kenny Klein, and so the Cardinals will be without Otis in the second half.
Louisville, Butch, talking about foul trouble. There are 3 Hilltoppers with 2. Pandolf's got 2, Winchester's got 2, and Wells has 2. Only 1 Louisville player with 2, Haji Muhammad. So in that regard, they've done a little better. But as I said, it all comes down to layups and threes, getting easy ones and converting them. But right now, Louisville with the 6-point lead, even though they are being outshot from behind the line. And really 41% shooting for Louisville, 37 for the Hilltoppers. Nobody really on fire. Louisville had some wide open looks now they just didn't get. Really good looking threes. And the only ones who's made one so far has been the guy standing right in front of us ready to throw it in, Taekwon Dean. Talking to Paul Rogers over on the radio side. Didn't say hello to me. I'm hurt.
You're right in the
how
middle
soon
here,
they forget.
Yes, sir. Second half is brought to you by Jewish Hospital, the official health care provider of Cardinal Athletics.
Set play to start the half. Let's see who they're trying to go to. Dean on a fade, and there it is.
And Dean gets it back, can't get it. Haji Muhammad Jr. starting the second half. Got a piece of that one.
Good look. It's exactly the shot they wanted. Dean was wide open. As I said, he's the only one that's made any threes so far.
Handoff knocked away by Whitehead out of bounds. So it'll stay with the Hilltoppers.
That's an isolation play for Pandolf, and Cards are supposed to have the other guard come over and help run at him and double team him. Winchester
Thought he had some daylight. They try to force it down low to Dixon. D'Artez overplaying nicely, tips it away.
But Kendall's done some, after starting a little rough, made a couple of bad passes, and he has really been active on the glass, getting his share of points, playing effectively.
Handoff working against Whitehead, finally takes the shot, can't get it. Dixon almost tipped it in, trying to keep it alive.
Yeah, exactly, Donnie, just trying to bat it alive.
Here's a Haji Muhammad Jr. getting a step and gets the basket.
He is just the quiet assassin there. Good steal by Garcia.
And the feed off the Whitehead for the little jumper.
That's exactly the start that Rick Pitino would have wanted. We'll get our timeout.
And Darren Horn, as the Hilltoppers face their biggest deficit of the game, 10 points. And it's going to be a full timeout. 19:01 remaining in regulation. Louisville, a quick start in the second half, and now lead it by 10. (38-28). Well, we had to do a little house cleaning
that was
chore
ugly.
here.
I don't know how I saw that fall out of the ceiling, but this big screw car in the middle of the floor, and it would have been dangerous. Take a look at the. Are we going to take a look here?
Well, we're going to have the Pizza Hut delivery here, but we'll wait till the next dead ball.
Thought we were going to take a look at it right there. I was ready for the delivery, but that's okay. All good things are worth waiting for. Cards back in their press.
Hilltoppers haven't had a field goal in the last 4:30.
Oh, my.
Yep. Whitehead comes up with a loose ball to Dean. Back to Luke for the jam.
Boy, oh boy, they are rattled now. Handoff threw it right into Whitehead's hands, and then the Cards showing great composure. That's what I talked about at the half, Donnie. Getting layups and good looks if they do get steals. And they've gotten a dunk and a layup off of their press.
Cardinals have opened up a 12-point lead.
This is exactly how many points Luke Whitehead has.
Yep. Wells in
Another
traffic,
steal.
knocked away, picked up by Whitehead. Luke leading the break. Off it goes to Muhammad. Ahaji picks it up, can't get it finished, and it's out of bounds to Louisville. I tell you, Coach Pitino's got to like the defensive pressure and the transition from defense to offense.
That's what we talked about, getting easy ones and the unselfishness. Whitehead has scored 12 points. He could have easily taken that shot, instead tried to get it to Muhammad as we take a look at the delivery. A beautiful pass from Dean to Whitehead, and he finishes the slam. And as I said, unselfishly on the next possession, tried to make a delivery of his own to his teammate. Not able to do it. The Cards keep possession.
Whistle from Timmy Higgins right in front of us. And it's going to be called against Nigel Dixon.
Nice job. Louisville's got to use their quickness there. If you got a big guy that much stronger than you, see if you can face up, even if it's out of the high post. Give him a fake and go around him. That's just what Louisville did.
Garcia, quick three. Got it.
Well, they're feeling it now.
Well, they are. 9 for Garcia. And the press continues. A near steal by Mohammed.
But look at Dean with the recovery. That's what good trapping teams do.
A 16-0 run by Louisville, but that comes to an end as finally Winchester gets the basket.
Yeah,
the Cardinals had really ripped it open.
And the Cards will really look at this, though, now.
Haji Muhammad Jr., nobody picked him up, so he takes it to the rack and slams it home.
Look, the Cards want to press. Garcia waving at Whitehead to come trap, come trap. And here comes D'Artez. And a timeout taken by Darren Horn, but that's because his team is rattled and he knows it. And to Louisville's players' credits, they sense it. That's what you got to know when you're a pressing team. You take a look here, the pass to Muhammad, who says, hey, wait a minute. Is this hockey? Is that? I know there's a hockey team here. We have a power play. Nobody's got me. And the dunk for Junior.
Well, the Cardinals have opened up a 45-30 lead on that Taco Bell replay here at the Gaylord Entertainment Center. (45-30) as the Cardinals have on a 16-2 run, and as a result of that have opened up that 15-point lead over the Hilltoppers. We'll talk about women's hoops on a Pepsi preview board here from the Gaylord Entertainment Center in Nashville. As Western Kentucky, guess what? The women's basketball team will be in Freedom Hall Saturday at 2 p.m. 852-5151. Tom Collins' team against the Hilltoppers on Saturday. We'll be back with you on Sunday when Holy Cross comes to town, and we'll also have a pregame show prior to that telecast. But don't forget, women's hoops against Western on Saturday. And right now, Bob, Western Kentucky taking some good timeouts because the momentum all Louisville's way.
Look at Louisville running back onto the floor. They sense it. This is a big momentum shift. As I said, not only the press, but what they have done with the ball after they've gotten the steals. They have been dominant.
Here's Lambert, almost knocked away and was momentarily by Whitehead. Wells, now checked by Garcia. Louisville's defense has really picked up the pace. Haynes tries to go through traffic, and it was tipped away out of bounds. It'll stay with the Toppers with only 7 on the shot clock.
Garcia with great help. You talked about it, Donnie. Much more active defensively. Even the one basket that Western scored by Winchester, Louisville actually touched it twice. They got a couple of deflections. He's not able to come up with it, so they are much more active. 5 on the clock.
Yeah, Wells lets it go, comes up short. Whitehead had good position. Dixon clears out that rebound, can't get it. Rebound inside, this time by Mike Wells. That's his first 2. He averages almost 14.
Well, look at Louisville fly it back down the floor.
Yeah, this is the tempo the Cardinals want now.
And the spacing. Look how easily everybody's facing the goal.
There's D'Artez in the middle, got a good look, didn't make it, but they ran it through the middle that time in the offense. Now, Western hadn't been able to get Dixon to touch it in a while. And they're looking for him right now against the double team. And he just clears out and will draw the foul. He is a horse.
He's a big, strong, smart player, and that's a nice pass. But he's a good guy to foul if you can afford him, because he only shoots about 42% from the line. Look at the nice delivery. We've talked about this before. Winchester throws it really. There's a little window right there. That's about the only place that he could throw it. He gets it right there. And then you see the reach and foul on Whitehead. But as I said, he's a good guy to foul. So we got a 30-second timeout.
Yep, we do. Whitehead leads Louisville with 12. Dixon leads Western Kentucky with 10, but he had all those points in the first half to Dixon. Cross Pontiac GMC Jeep at the crossroads. A great savings and great service at Watterson Expressway and Newburgh Road. And the Louisville Sports Report, your source for Cardinal sports. That's a local and toll-free number to call if you want to get all that information about the GMAC Bowl and what's happening in Cardinal athletics. The Louisville Sports Report, your source for Cardinal sports. Well, Coach Pitino has to like what he has seen and been able to feel from his team. He picked up this screw
It's a
off
nasty
the floor.
screw. I mean,
you saw this.
I saw it fall. But it makes me nervous. I think it fell out of the scoreboard. If that sucker comes down, we got serious issues.
Steve Welmer appreciated your tidiness.
Well,
somebody slipped on that.
Fall on that, you're going to go to the hospital.
There's a good look at Nigel Dixon. 14.7 points, 6 rebounds.
When he shoots his free throws, reminds me of Ray Guy, the old punter, because that thing is up there for a while. You get hang time on his free throw.
He's been in double figures in every game.
Watch how high this sucker goes.
Yep.
Well, the good news is if he misses it, if you're anywhere in the front court, you're liable to get the rebound because that thing is going to bounce a long way from the goal.
He puts that thing as high as there's a shot clock.
I'm not sure you really need it quite that high.
10 points, 4 rebounds. I missed them both.
Well, it's better be clean because you're not going to get a roll around. It touches the rim. It's going to ricochet anywhere in the gym.
It's the only free throw I've ever seen that might bounce over the rim out of bounds.
Nice pass.
Yep. Haji Muhammad Jr. open, and the Cardinals knock down to 3, and everybody getting to the act now as the Cardinals lead it by 16.
Nice look by Dartez to the weak side. That's a charge, too.
Looked like Dartez took it. There's Dixon. He can't finish it. And he'll get 2 shots.
Now let's take a look at this. Watch the nice spacing here. You see when Dartez brings the 2 defenders in here, all of that room wide open. Look at that. That's what great spacing does for you. Anytime you get the ball in the middle, the first you want to look is opposite. Because that's where the help has come from. And if you can get it there, that ball's always going to travel faster than the defense. You see how much room there was between Dartez and Muhammad. And he had plenty of time to knock it down.
Well, Dixon gets a free throw down, and well, it's been raining outside. We would lose this one in the fog that we saw coming.
That's about
down.
right. We need a hang time clock like they have in the football already.
Stopwatch.
1,001, 1,002, 2.5. You get good coverage on that free throw.
That's pretty good.
Made them both, though.
Yeah, he did. 15:51 remaining here in Nashville, Tennessee. Cardinals have had a good second half and lead it by 14.
Back to Luke. Not sure what kind of press this is going to be. Rick wanted the ball to go back to Luke. You probably heard him in the background, but Garcia said, I can handle this.
And Garcia, nobody chases down Francisco, and he takes it all the way to the hoop for points 10 and 11. And another Louisville deflection. They're going to have a bunch of them in this game tonight.
Yeah, well, we talked about layups and threes. They've gotten both this half, and they certainly have gotten their bench advantage, the bench points. Louisville 17, Western 2.
Wow.
Talked about having to get at Western's bench, and you have seen them exploit their depth here.
And if you joined us late and wondering about Otis George, he suffered a hip pointer and will not return in this game tonight. That happened in the first half. Here's Lambert in traffic outside. Haynes open. He can't get the 3. Dixon just gets the rebound and clears everybody out. And he gets the foul, and Darren Horn is livid.
That's a good call. That's absolutely good. He just absolutely smashed Garcia in the face. I love it. Watch them. You like when your players play strong, but watch this. As he gets the rebound, now take a look right here. Watch Garcia. Boom! That's an offensive foul. That's an advantage. That's a jab right in the kisser. That's a good call. No question about that. That is not just being strong with the ball. That's a gaining advantage.
Oh, Garcia, nice feed inside to Whitehead for the reverse dunk. That all was created by sophomore Francisco Garcia.
They are absolutely come apart at the seams now. Louisville taking advantage of it.
And Garcia has this one blocked. Rebound Whitehead out to Dartez. Yes, and a foul.
Well, that's when you know things are not only going well in terms of your execution, but your effort. Because they stole the ball after they missed. They could have gotten discouraged. We wasted an opportunity. Instead, they kept playing. Everybody got involved. Now, watch. Take a look here. Whitehead, that's the tail end of it. The bank shot, I'm not sure Dartez is trying to bank that, but he gets fouled. It goes in, and everybody's fired up, and especially Kendall Dartez. Very active bunch in Louisville, up by 20.
And that was our 5th third bank shot, and Dartez tries to cap the three-point play and does 9 for D'Artez. And it's 55-34 Louisville, 14:40 remaining. And the pressure continues with Dean on Haynes. Now Winchester through the lane, tough shot, and didn't get the roll. Got his own miss. Goes back up with it, no. And finally, this time, D'Artez get the rebound. Kendall gets the rebound and has 9 points. Oh, another great feed
my
to
God.
Whitehead. And Luke went down hard as he made that layup. And they're going to have to check on his condition.
Oh, I don't know what that sounded like at home, but courtside, that had eerily reminiscent of last year.
Well, he was way up last year when he tumbled over.
That was loud and it was ugly, and I didn't mean to make it more dramatic, but if you were sitting courtside, that is a loud thud. Steve Welmer says he's not undercut. I don't know. That's tough. It certainly looks like Lambert bangs him. Oh, and that is when guys fall and there's nothing to break their fall. That's when you get very nervous, and he is in pain.
His wrist, it looks like he's holding, Bob. I think he fell on.
Well, that's the thing that made the noise. And wait, did you read his lips? He said no foul? I like his sense of priorities.
No question about it. Western Kentucky continues to struggle as the Cardinals have really played well in this half. Dean deep in the corner. There's Daniels for three.
Well, Rick's been saying all year, wait till you see this kid shoot it when he gets it going. He looked good on that one. Now they're playing the way Rick wants to see him play.
And Mohammed nearly got the steal, knocks it away. Daniels was only 1 out of 6 against Iowa, but the Cardinal, about 4,000 here, are hooping it up right now as Jenkins returns, O'Bannon returns.
This is what Rick wants. Rick's system is predicated on overwhelming you. When they see a crack in the door, everybody comes storming through. And that's what they've done the second half. They have outscored Western now 26-6. That'll turn the game around.
Yeah, now it's still trouble by the Hilltoppers to get it in. And Haynes is going to bring it up against Brandon Jenkins, who's back into the Cardinal lineup. A smothering defense and great transition to offense from the D. And this one's going to be ticketed to Brandon Jenkins for the foul, his first. And Darren Horn, I think he knew there was potential to run into a buzzsaw, but his Hilltoppers have really struggled now and trail it 60-34. Look at that run over the last 10:05, 36-11. And Coach Pitino asking Steve Welmer to check and watch for the 10-second.
He said there was 22 on the shot clock. I don't know. Do we have that on replay? I don't know if we'd have that. We probably don't, because we wouldn't have the shot clock. I'd be curious to see that. He claims that they didn't get it across till there was 22 on the shot clock. That'd be way past the violation.
Now there's another block shot by the Cardinals. Whitehead appears to be okay, and this rejection by Junior.
Nice. Boy, Junior's really giving him good minutes tonight.
Yeah,
He's played very well, and the crowd recognizes it. A big hand for Al-Haji Muhammad. He has played a good game in every way. Floor play, defensively, shooting the basketball. Very, very good all-around game.
So Whitehead back in. He appears to be okay. That's a good sign. This one tipped away. Outside it comes to Jenkins. Jenkins, the Whitehead, stops, pops, and hits.
I guess he's okay.
I think so. The wrist is fine.
Got me all scared for nothing, that kid.
Another turnover. Whitehead with the steal, and he has determination on his face. Here's Daniels' three. Doesn't go.
Oh, nice pass.
Jenkins to D'Artez. And I think the Cardinal fans are expecting everything to go in right now.
This is one of those aha experiences. Now the Cards are saying, oh, this is how you want us to play. This is why you want the ball moving. This is why you want us to get out and fill those lanes after we get a steal. Now, it's one of those I get it now experiences.
Handoff. Boy, he has not been effective at all today. Look at that hustle by O'Bannon. Well, he's covered up on top of O'Bannon. That's got to be a foul. It's one thing to go for the ball.
He dove right on top of him. Doesn't give you the right when it's a loose ball on the floor to dive on top of somebody.
Well, this is a good crew, but they didn't get on top of that one very quick.
No, that's a foul. Now watch here. Watch when Larry's got it. You'll see at the end he's trying to call timeout. He's looking at a call timeout. and then he dives right on top of
Pushed him down.
Oh, and then Larry swung back at him. That's fortunate for both coaches. It didn't get worse. Watch Larry. He's looking around right about here. He's trying to call timeout. And then right there, diving on him.
Pushed him down.
But then Larry, well, he didn't really swing back. He's trying to protect the ball. Now, Winchester just dove right on top of him. But fortunately, the players' cooler heads prevailed on both teams.
Well, Western Kentucky has had 2 field goals in the last 11 minutes. Here's Whitehead on the break. And that's going to be on Luke. I'm not sure he had position.
That's a good call.
Yep.
Rick's telling him, think, where you going? You're 1 on 3. Think.
That's 3 now, Whitehead.
That's the emotion get the better of him a little bit right here.
I didn't think he was there, Bob.
It's tough. He did stick his shoulder right between his numbers, but he was leaning. You're right. It didn't look as clear to me on the replay. I will say this, though. I still don't think it was a very good decision.
Right. No question. You're right. Didn't have the numbers at all and had teammates coming up behind him. This is Rump back into the lineup. Coach Darren Horn looking for somebody to get something going, and this is going to be on Larry O'Bannon. O'Bannon gets the push. And we're going to see Daniels check back in.
Take a look. On the dribble drive, it's a good call. Larry gets a bump.
Not as hard as he got pushed when he was on the floor.
No,
trying to get a timeout. Coach Pitino telling Luke it was 1 on 4. Not a good.
There's a good finish.
Yep. Mike Wells. Maybe that'll get the Hilltoppers cranked up.
Well, still a lot of time left. Louisville's got to keep playing. That's the thing when you play this way. All of a sudden you look up, you're up this many, you think it's later in the game. Still got 12 minutes to go.
Daniels can't get this one. And Wells goes in to get the rebound for the Hilltoppers. And he's thinking about trying to move one-on-one. Pendolf for 3. Got it.
Pendolf was getting his feet set for that shot as Wells was bringing the ball over the timeline.
Yep.
Oh, Louisville, lucky they didn't turn it over there.
Yep.
They still may turn it over.
Yep. He was bailed out on a foul on Mike Wells because Brandon was trying to dribble it through a double team.
We'll get a timeout here. With Louisville comfortably in front by points. Getting a little shaky there in that last minute, but a 23-point cushion with which to work. Things going well for the Cards.
Choice for news. There's Otis George, went down in the first half with a hip pointer, will not return. And I guess, Bob, probably, even those are painful, looks a lot better than what it could have been at the time. He was in a lot of pain.
Well, it's a bone bruise, for the lack of a better term. You get hit on that hip bone, and it's sore, there's no question. We'll see how severe it is, but hopefully it won't be too long before he's back to full strength.
It was a close game at the half, but the Cardinals really...
D'Artez, nice bucket inside. Boy, he has really come on more than strongly, playing very well, very confidently.
This is Western Kentucky on the run. Rump can't get it to go.
And then fouls on top of it.
You sabotaged my mic.
I didn't do anything to your mic. I just moved the telestrator because the thing was on my lap. I kept hitting it with my elbow.
64-39 substitution as Rump will go out and Haynes back in for the Hilltoppers. (64-39) Cardinals. And now Garcia going to take his time, tries to get a pick from D'Artez. Francisco feeds it down low to O'Bannon, and Larry with authority with the jam job.
It always amazes me how the same stuff you're running in the first half now works so effortlessly, where you just throw it at the guys for dunks. So much of that is confidence and just facing the basket and believing you can go by guys. Really amazingly efficient second half by the Cards.
No question about it, and that's one of the things Coach Pitino was talking about, the lack of execution from the offense. Louisville out quickly once again. Mohammed through the lane, and that's going to be a blocking foul.
Good call.
Yep.
I mean, you might have actually been in front of him, but once you lean forward to initiate that contact, that's a foul. The hardest call, there's no question. Yep. Maybe in sports.
Could
Charge
be,
block.
you're right. Inbounds to O'Bannon. Larry had it knocked away. Good defensive play by Winchester. Now he wants to run it out. Flips it up, can't get it. D'Artez has the rebound.
That's what I mean. Look at how active Kendall is with the confidence, racing up and down the floor.
Garcia for three, didn't get the bounce. And Dixon clears it out for WKU. And Wells quickly into front court. He can't get it to go, but there'll be a foul on the play. I think this one will be on D'Artez.
Tim Higgins separating a couple of guys. Good officiating there. Make sure we restore order. All the bookkeeping can take place after we make sure everybody's going to go about their business peacefully. As you take a look, here's the layup that's missed. Whoa, that's another awkward collision. Take a look at the Cards are going to be facing that high-powered offense. That should be an entertaining game. They still got a fourth quarter to play.
Yeah, really.
Oh, and poor Seth goes down to Old Dominion in overtime. Florida not having much trouble at Central Florida. The Hamilton Printing scoreboard. Texas, a 31-point win. So quick, I did that. As soon as it came up, I had it. 31. Didn't even use an abacus.
That's our scores from Louisville's award-winning Hamilton Printing. 66-40.
First free throw was good, but Louisville really having things their way right now. Not only 26-point game on the scoreboard, but their execution, their confidence, their defensive execution. Western showing the frustration of being 0-3 on the verge of going 0-4 in a year where they're picked to win their side of the conference. I still think they have the potential to have a good team. Don't be fooled by the fact that Louisville has really turned it up here. It's Louisville playing very well.
That's right. Garcia almost lost it. Comes back. Here's Mohammed, who's been hot. This one doesn't go. Look at O'Bannon with the rebound.
Ooh, thought he got fouled, but too bad. Good effort by Larry O'Bannon. Tim Higgins looks at Rick Pitino like he's got a third eye.
I tell you, O'Bannon has really played aggressive here tonight, though.
Charge.
Yep. And again, it's D'Artez to stand in there and take the charge from Hayes. And Haynes gets the foul. That will be his third.
Cards have taken a bunch of charges. D'Artez just can't say enough about how much better he's played. Look at that. Stand right there.
And I guess if there ever was a school that you'd want to attend to learn how to take the charge, this gentleman to our right would probably be the right instructor. What do you think?
He likes when you do that.
Yes, he does. It's one of those hustle stats. Garcia. Oh, what a nice feed to O'Bannon, and Larry with the reverse layup. And again, Garcia with a nice assist.
Well, fans tape this game as they get forced a timeout. This is how Louisville will have to play when they're playing well.
Yep.
Up and down, getting some turnovers, hitting the threes, nice ball movement, transition, perimeter people. Take a look at this. Going to his right, throwing back to his left. That's a terrific delivery there. And then Larry O'Bannon, as soon as he catches it, reads the situation. He's not going to take the ball over Dixon. Dixon's as big as some of the buildings in Louisville. But what he does is says, I'll use the screen. Wow. If I go on the other side of the rim, you can't block this. That's just what he does and gets the easy bucket. That's a terrific job of spacing, passing, recognition, and that's when Louisville's playing well.
And that now is a new career high as we check out Fox in the morning. Barry Burnson, Candace Cliff, weekdays at 5 a.m. New time at 5 a.m. weekdays on Fox in the morning.
Why is she looking at him like that? Why is she giving him that look?
Well, you know, it's Burnson.
Weren't you there when they shot that picture? What did Barry say something?
I got a feeling Barry probably did something. 6 assists I was trying to get out on for Francisco Garcia. That's a career high for him.
Well, look at Larry O'Bannon showing the emotion. He's usually Mr. Stoic.
You're right.
To give you an idea that he senses this has been something special. His Cards in the 2-3 zone. We'll see if they trap, see if they play it straight. Let's take a look.
He went to the treadmill a couple times yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah.
He's in good shape for tonight.
Yes, he is. Not voluntarily either.
They were trying to trap. Yep, Rick wants a trap.
And they are. They bring it out on the wing.
That's nice rotation out of that.
Yep, and there's Haynes on the run.
It's good offense right there.
Yep. 7 for Antonio, the junior out of Georgia, junior college player. 68-43 Cardinals, and that's going to be a block, but I think they're going to ticket Mike Wells with a foul. They are. He thought he had all ball.
You know what I find amusing, and I say this with, I hope it will be misconstrued in any way. As brilliant as Rick is, it's nice to see he goes through some of the same things that any coach did, because he's yelling that whole time, hold it up, run power, run power. He wants to run power for Kendall, but Garcia says, Coach, there's a hole here big enough for me to drive a truck through. I'm going to the rack. And he did, and he drew a foul.
And Taekwon Dean will check in for Garcia at the opportunity.
Although he is going to come out, and I wonder if that may be the reason why, since Coach Pitino may say, nice drive, but I called power.
Yep.
We'll see.
Pandolf has picked up his 4th foul. 10 points, a career-high 6 assists for Garcia tonight. And Francisco really, you know, a lot of people forget, Bob, when you look at this team, Dean checks in for Garcia. In reality, even though Francisco played quite a bit and was the preseason player of the year in the league, the only returning full-time starter is Taekwon Dean from this team.
Yeah, it's a big step forward tonight for the Cards, the way they played.
Yep. Jenkins tries to pick up the charge, and now one of the Hilltoppers is injured on the far side of the court.
Well, this is a hockey arena,
yes,
so we are getting a lot of collisions tonight. Yep. A lot of colliding in the air, I guess. He's holding his left shoulder, or left upper part of his left arm.
And that is Antonio Haynes.
Off to a decent start this year. They're leading assist man at 5 a game, averaging over 7 points a game.
And we know if you go to the junior college he attended, you can shoot, because he attended Georgia Perimeter College.
I'm glad you worked that in. I love that. How great a name is that? They only recruit guards. There's nobody bigger than 6'4" in the program.
Georgia Perimeter College, and I guess across the street it would be the Georgia Inside College.
I guess the Georgia Power Game College. Nothing but post moves.
Speaking of power, Dixon will leave for Western Kentucky.
Press offense, fast break drill. Let's see if they can get it in and get it up. Well, not going to have a chance because they missed.
Haynes can't get it, but the rebound inside Winchester. He has it blocked away.
Cortez, nice block. Boy, he played well.
He has it.
Look at him run.
As he runs the floor.
This, I believe, is the best game he's played in the red and white uniform. He has been all over the place tonight.
Cortez with 11.
Inspired by Rick's son.
Yes. That was a great story. Everybody used it today. I thought we could use it tonight, but we'll tell the story quickly. Ryan, Rick's son, 13 of age, we'll let you call this.
Great block. Now watch this. Watch him fly down the floor. There he goes. It's like a track. Look how many guys he passes. 1, 2, 3. When you do that, you got to dunk. That is good basketball. The block was good. The run out was great.
Well, Ryan, Coach Pitino's 13-year-old son, who comes to practice a lot. Kendall D'Artez was very concerned about Rick losing confidence in him, and he said something to Ryan and said, do you think your dad's lost confidence in me? And he says, well, if you get a rebound, maybe he wouldn't. The apple doesn't fall very far from the tree, does it? That's a great line. A lot of jockeying around on that position. I think we're going to shoot this one again.
Yeah, we are. Violation.
D'Artez and Winchester were doing a little checking over there.
Well, Rick's saying the rule is, like in football, you can get out of that neutral zone to get back on side. They don't call it. He stepped in and got back, according to Rick Pitino, but Tim Higgins disagreed. It didn't matter. No one's missed anyway.
And Haji Muhammad Jr., who has played extremely well tonight. So we're actually going to have several candidates for the Subway Super Sub, as Haynes just grabbing on the Dean shirt.
Good call.
Because, you know, you got to count D'Artez as a sub tonight because he didn't start.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. As great as Junior was, and he was terrific, D'Artez has been outstanding.
Yep. Well, I think they're going to wait. They'll have to wait, or now they'll get Daniels in.
Well, it's a 1-and-1. You can only wait if it's a definite 2-shot foul.
Mike Kitts and Coach Pitino. He said sometimes you have to tell them more than once. And Dean hits the free throw. Well, the Cardinals 73-45 with 7:32 remaining.
Now we'll get our stoppage.
Yep, we do. 7:32 left. Louisville 74, Western Kentucky 45. Back to Nashville in just a moment.
Text, because you take a look at the field goals, 28-17. The Cards are shooting 61% this half. It's a lot of layups. They count as points in the paint.
That's
They're not
true.
post moves.
Right.
In fact, there's hardly any post baskets in there, but they are getting in the lane. And that's what's important.
Yep. In comparison to the Iowa game, a huge difference. And Mike Wells hits a three-pointer from the perimeter, the senior from Guthrie, Kentucky.
Nice job out of a little weave there by Western. They got a good look at it.
74-48. Daniels to O'Bannon on a backdoor.
Oh, that's nice motion. Get the ball reversed. You reverse the ball, good things happen. I promise you that. You get the ball reversed, good things happen to your team.
O'Bannon now in double figures with 10. There's Winchester straight away. Anthony Winchester double digits now. So the Cardinals are led by Whitehead, who has 16. Garcia 12. Whitehead has 18. So he's the leading Cardinal scorer. 13 for D'Artez and Garcia with 11. There's Daniels, an offensive rebound, back up and in.
Again, not to over-dramatize it, you reverse it, you get good spacing, good movement, you're in lanes to get rebounds. So Daniels with a nice rebound off of Luke Smith.
There's Haynes on the dribble drive, and he gets the little bank shot.
Yeah, but trading baskets doesn't do them a whole lot of good when you're down 26.
Right.
So Louisville keeps up the offensive execution. It gives them an awful lot of latitude defensively. Not that that's an excuse not to play well defensively, but there's a big margin for error. Motion, they need some movement here.
There's Dean given a lot of room by Lambert. Cardinals trying to work on some half-court offense here, too. There's Dean through the lane. Feeds it off to Whitehead. Once again, great penetration and a good vision by Dean.
Yeah, nice pass and a good catch. That's an awkward pass to catch that close. Good hands by Luke.
20 for Luke Whitehead tonight.
I believe that's his fourth foul there.
Garcia and D'Artez will check back in. Whitehead has picked up his fourth foul. And he and Larry O'Bannon both will come out.
They both played very well.
So at the free throw line, the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky, Mike Wells will stand in. Wells had a season best 20 points, 8 rebounds against Mississippi State, 6th all-time in Western Kentucky history in blocks, if you can believe that, at 6'3". There's Daniels, nice feed to Mohammed, little bank shot rolls in. It's going now for the Cardinals, that's for sure.
Yeah, they missed the free throw and really had the rebound. Louisville kept scrapping. Taekwon knocked it away, and the Cards turned what could have been a mistake into a layup at the other end.
And I got a Haji Muhammad with 11 points. That would tie his career high of 11.
The call is motion one. It'll take a long time to get into it for some reason.
And Garcia now breaks toward the basket, wide open Dean.
Oh, this is just, if it was a chess match, they'd knock the king over.
Yes, you're right. 85-52. And this was after a very, very close first half. Haynes gets a 3, give him 12.
This is just an overwhelming offensive performance. They can't be stopped, Louisville.
There's a Haji Muhammad Jr. outside to Garcia. Now the Dean, who's going to swing it out. 6 Cardinals in double figures tonight. That's the kind of balance you'd like to see.
Lazy pass.
Yep.
First real glaring mistake they've made in a while.
And nobody back, and Wells will get the easy 2. 11 for Wells.
Certainly want to finish on a good note this ball game. Cards seemingly well in hand, but you want to play the last stretch the way you did when you really had it going.
Yep. Garcia, tough shot there, but it bounces back out to Dean, and now Coach Pitino wants to take a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout.
I don't think he liked what he saw offensively. They could just, there's only there's a certain surge that comes emotionally when you really got it rocking. It's a little human nature to kind of have a little fall off, but again, you want to keep that focus, and that's what he'll be focusing on the last 3:52 here.
Yeah, he really didn't like how things were going. Don't forget the GMAC Bowl coming up. The Cardinals in Miami, Ohio on December 18th. That'll be in Mobile, Alabama. For ticket information, 502-852-5151 and contact Champion Sports Tour if you're interested in grabbing a ticket or two on the organized tours to the GMAC Bowl.
Yeah, over-under on that sucker will be about 97, I think.
And there's U of L Athletic Director Tom Jurich. Has to feel pretty good about this one. I know he's happy about the way the Cardinal football team ended up the season. And of course, this game finally came about after some lengthy discussion. And
so UN never did get involved in that, did they? Never got to that level, did they?
No, I don't think so.
It was everybody else yesterday.
I think if Henry Kissinger was available, possibly could have helped a bit.
Could have brought him in as well.
Yeah. It'll be a nice payday tonight for Western Kentucky.
It's a big building.
Yes,
a lot
it
of
is.
people here.
Yep. There's Whitehead on the clear out, pulls up and hits the jumper.
Wow.
22 for Luke Whitehead.
Really got it rocking now. That was right out of the timeout. Ran the shot clock down under 10, went 1-4, got isolation, took advantage of the matchup, got the bucket. That was a grand slam.
There's Dixon inside. Boy, look at that basket shake after his dunk. It was almost like Lane's cell phone over here.
That must be what. Be looking for these screws again. There's going to be some more screws loose after that one. Good news is we get to see this free throw again, which is very entertaining. He made his last two. If you haven't seen it before, if you're just joining us, do not adjust your screen. It does actually go that high.
It does go out of the shot. Nigel Dixon, 6'11", 350. Yeah, he's got it down.
He's got it going now, three in a row. Fella's got it going.
He's got a three-point play. 3:07 remaining. It's 87-60 as the Cardinals look to even their record at 1-1.
See him here. Well, I'm not sure he calls bank here. It doesn't matter. There's no pictures on the scoreboard. He's fired up. As well he should be. Kendall Bartez with a very, very good performance tonight.
Subway super sub, 13 points, 13 rebounds, 1 block, 2 assists, and no turnovers in 28 minutes. So much for the Bagel offense tonight. Nothing in the middle.
You take a look. This was by design. You pick the matchup you think you can exploit. Rick feels they can attack that guy. So you're going to run the shot clock down. It's down to 12 now. Under 10, you're going to go. He's going to try and create either for himself or a teammate. See what Luke does. He gives it to Dean this time, actually.
Yep. Garcia, little weave. Garcia on the run. Can't get it. And Haynes brings it out quickly for the Hilltoppers. And Garcia slaps it away, but Haynes gets it back. And he's going to nearly commit the turnover. Wells had to come out and help Dixon, who was tiptoeing the midcourt line.
Yeah, that was the big fella. The dancing bear right there. Short, way short.
Yeah, long three. You know, that's one thing Louisville's done very well, Bob, too, is extending. There's really been no uncontested threes by Western Kentucky, and that was emphasized in practice
Not this half. They got some in the first half. Right. They outshot Louisville in the first half. They made 4 threes. Louisville only made 2 in this second half. I can total up for you real 6. Quick, Louisville's got 4, and I think Western's got 3. But Louisville's got a plethora, let me drop that word in, of layups this second half. That's a perfect half when you get some threes. All threes, layups, and free throws. It's a perfect night.
Of course, Louisville now will have 8 of the next 9 at home at Freedom Hall, beginning with Holy Cross on Sunday. Haynes, 13 points, 2 rebounds.
I understand Holy Cross on the losing end of the game tonight, but I'm sure they anticipated winning. They played Williams. That's the report we have. Williams is a Division III school, very good program, but certainly coming off an NCAA year. I think Ralph Willard can be too pleased about that.
Francisco Garcia is going to leave us. We'll have that game on Sunday, December 7th at 2 p.m. beginning with our pregame at 1:30 when Holy Cross and Ralph Willard come to town. 87-60. Daniels back in. Garcia goes out. 22 for Luke. Garcia 12. 11 D'Artez. 11 Dean. 10 O'Bannon. 11 to Mohammed. And now Louisville going to use this last 150 to work on something that can be of value later. There's a nice feed inside. Blocked away, though, nicely by Western Kentucky. There's Mike Wells again.
Yeah, he's, as we said earlier, the defensive player of the year in this conference, showing you why there. Cards ran that press attack and then ran this set and got a layup. Good block there by Mohammed.
Yeah, he's
everywhere.
He blocked the Pandoff three-point effort.
Can't we give D'Artez a foot-long super sub? Maybe give Junior just a 6-inch?
They both very deserving.
Been outstanding.
You're right.
Look at the bench. Wow. We talked about getting at Western's bench. I'd say Louisville did it overwhelmingly there. A 4-touchdown margin as, again, Louisville working on late game situations with a lead. Run the shot clock down. Go 1-4. Go at 10. Let's see what they do.
Points in the paint. We talked about 48-24. Kick outside. Here's Daniels for three.
And they've run 3 different plays off that. Once it was just an isolation for a bucket. Once it was a weave. And once it was replace the penetrator, which was what Daniels just did. He went right to the spot where Luke started and got a wide open 3. That's nice work executing different options off of that 1-4 set at the end of the game. Cards should call it timeout and get these guys in the game because they're not going to get in otherwise.
30 seconds remaining.
1-4 Nate is the call.
Well, the Cardinal faithful that are here, Bob, come to their feet. As we wind down the final 15 seconds. Western, by the way, will have another rival game at home in Bowling Green on Sunday against Murray State. There's another one.
Trying to build his confidence. That's why. That's what Rick does. There's still time on the clock. There's things you can get out of it. And Nate Daniels is a guy who's going to have to shoot the ball for him. He got him 2 threes late to build his confidence. That was he's not going to waste any possessions. That was a big deal. And very impressive at the end of the game. Rick apologizes to Brett Giannini for not getting him in the game. It was a nice gesture as well.
93-63, the Cardinals win it over the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky. Back to wrap it up in just a moment.